So without any further ado, it's now time to welcome and invite the gentleman who has recently joined Equitas and is present here along with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I invite him on stage, the President and Country Head of Equitas, Mr. Murali Vaidyanathan.
Good evening, friends. Thank you. So there were two ways I thought I'll do this talk. One, like my mom says, give him a mic and audience, he can go on and on. For the subject which I don't know, I can speak for 3 hours. But Vignesh said it's only 10 minutes. So I thought I'll make it slightly structured. In the sense, there be a chaotic, random pick up of few points. And then let us connect the dots as we move on during the course of a discussion. Good. Once again, thank you all for the warm welcome. I'm actually very pleased. I'm very, very pleased and very excited. I'm sure all of you are excited at this moment because it's a very monumental day for those who have battled themselves against odds. As they say, life is not easy, so is business. Against odds, people have raised to the occasion, raised and raised again. That's a very important trait, which when I met few of you, I could connect. It's not easy. It's not easy to be a winner, and it's not at all easy once you win and reach a post to sustain there. So the biggest onus in each one of you and me is not coming here once. It's how many more times I want to come, and as and when I come, can I get my friends and colleagues also? So the pain and the load of success is, they say reward for work is, more work. So if you go with that anecdote, I'm sure in coming days, I will see repeated, set of people visiting this award again and again. After all, one of the presidents has to come from this room in coming days. It cannot be keep coming from outside. So with that, let's take what it takes to be a winner. So as a characteristics, we have 3 types of people at any given point of time. One, who will make it happen. So let's give a big round of applause for those who made it happen, that is you. Let's start from there. Then there is a second set of people who tried but let it go at the last minute. Okay? And third is who wondered what is happening in front of me. We will address these 3 in a different compartment as we move on. But life as well as organization by design is fair and unfair. So it's in this passion, in this ambition that, if you get deeper and deeper, you will realize that yes, there is a purpose, there is a sanctity. As we inch up, it's very critical. So the only difference I see between a winner and a close loser is the passion to move the single most inch more than the other guy. So as we inch forward and forward, it becomes a very important criteria. What is important criteria for us? Is my job creating an impact for me and impact for the institution, correct? We will come to that. Now, what is this banking industry at this point of time? Let's not dwell into budget versus actuals. Banking industry today is growing at 12 to 14% without any problem. The overall liability pool today stands at say 1.4 lakh crores. All of you should know this. Current account is at 10 lakh crore. TD is at 60 lakh crore. 50 lakh crore is on savings account. 5-6 crore, it's in transit and this and that confusion. So lakh and 26,000 crore is the total liability pool available in India. Okay? Now, there are 2 ways. You are 140th brand or 140th bank. You can take that into your side and you can continue to live on the space, I am late. Correct? And the second approach is, as I was sharing with the Delhi team now recently, today's era there is nothing called new or old. What is it happening in today's world? What is the biggest single largest transformation that's happening? Bolo? Single largest transformation. Digital. So in a digital is a very non-discriminatory and it just equals everyone. It just puts everyone the same opportunity, which means there is no unfair advantage because you are old, or there is otherwise Paytm. You just see the competition. No, you just close your eye. Google Pay, Paytm, Beam, all these things is happening in front of your eyes in financial space, not in any other space. Which means there is nothing called new or old. It just goes back to the simplest thing. Am I delivering what I promise? Which means service and friendly processes are overruling more than anything else. Today, in fact, I was reading latest circular which says to avoid monopoly in payment space, they are going to cap the topmost guys' market share. It's unbelievable. Which means service and process is as critical as what we are talking on sales front. So the opportunity in front of us is huge. We need not get cowed down, but sum of small parts is going to take the success route. It's not going to be one-dimensionally, one product-centric organization, one-dimensionally, one transaction-centric organization is ever going to survive. It's a real, we have to be slightly more complicated in the sense that as we move on, we need to learn. There's no shortcuts for that. And when you learn, today the biggest problem is there's a difference between well-groomed mind and well-informed mind. Well-groomed mind is how I interpret these informations and data. That is going to be one big challenge at every one of us. We are now in a center of, like they say, oxygen is abundantly available. After oxygen, I think the only thing available in each one of us on a day-to-day basis is data. Wanted, unwanted, to be used, not used, junk, trash, I don't know. But how you interpret and going to use that information for your life is going to help you succeed and help the bank succeed. How many of you believe, or how many of you can really accept there is a space for a banking need for a common man? When I say common man, it's like you and me. How many times most of us would be staying in MIG, HIG apartments? How many times you would have seen in a MIG apartment, HIG apartment, an activity carried out? How many of us actually get the due respect from people front? Leave about technology front. Technology takes care of all. As I said, it's non-discriminatory by nature. How many times? So we believe very firmly there is a space. There is a space hugely, vastly available for a simple reason. They were normally used to not convenience banking, enforced banking, in the sense that take it as it is offered syndrome. So we have debated this. Most of our themes in coming days will be focused on common man and common man's progress. I think we should not lose our DNA there, because if you see, we have progressed through people who had only one thing. What? We seconded people who had only dream. We have funded, if you see MFI business or any small entrepreneur business, they just have dream, no capital, no literacy, no big ambition, no big, only passion and I can do it. These are the people who have grown with us. I don't know how many of you read our internal stuff. I think we should start circulating that. So if we have to enter that phase and start supplementing their effort and help them to save, we would have done a biggest community, commitment and biggest community, I can stand up and say with pride, which no one else has done. Today, where we offer even RM at a very low threshold, is not to be seen as selling third party or anything. We want to connect everyone to our branch, to you and me. So never take this common man banker as a light stuff. So if I have to go back and see 5,500 banks of yours, close to 4,000 are surviving because they are catering to common man. So our main aim as a bank is to get common man in, progress with him, give him financial literacy, give him option, empower him. That's why we are saying we will give the interest rate arbitrage full-fledged. We will not have charges on one side. But when this common man progresses, okay, he has a definite aspiration and ambition too, correct? Even I never used to hold Mont Blanc pens and stuff like that. As I grew, I start becoming brand consciousness, where I get associated, with whom I get associated. Just to take care of that, we launched Elite. elite as a proposition to today's common man and yesterday's common man will be able to relate and connect to it for a simple reason. I don't know how many of you are aware, as you grow and as you do well, bank will do well. Am I right or wrong? If bank does well, what it leads to? Profits, correct? We are one of the few institutions where we stand up and say 5% of my profit goes to what? Yes, sir. So we will stand up and say to that segment, we will have not think investments, think some bank type or I am wealth management, no. We want a person with heart and purpose as the core theme for that segment. And there is enough and more available at SENP or SCP. There are enough and more people. If you see off late, people want to do, contribute to the society. So how do we bridge getting that set of people? So on one side you grow common man and on the other side you grow HNI banking with purpose as the core theme and heart with purpose, okay? It's not like any other stuff. If we have to do all these things, who is the most important person in making this, we actually address these segments? Who? It's who? You or me? Hmm? Hmm? No, we and all. See, that is another problem. We are together, we are happy family. These things never happen. It's me, that's it. It is a very individual centric. Unless you change, each one of you change, it won't happen. Today, we have a lacuna on service. We have a promise which we need to keep on and build on. So my submission in this forum is that I'm not getting into absolute numbers. It's waste of time. As a core theme, we all need to now relate and connect to common man, to these HNI individual who has, heart and purpose for taking us forward. As an industry, there is a huge opportunity available. We are investing on digital too. And if you see, we'll continue to hold the position of low transaction cost and high arbitrage. Yeah, that be the model. But most important thing for each one of you is getting granular. Like they say, when you do agriculture, anyone from agriculture background? Very good, one is there. I myself is a farmer too. In agriculture, 70% of the time is spent on what? Spent on what? Any guesses? 70% of the time. Preparing the soil. Preparing the soil, which means once you prepare the soil well and you even sprinkle seeds, it will grow. Which means it's like, how do you prepare yourself intelligently? How do we prepare ourselves intelligently? How do we actually prepare ourselves for service? How do we prepare us? So that preparation is 70%. If you bypass that and get into the reverse habit of only monitoring output, monitoring yourself against your own benchmark, I think without preparation, all of us are going to collapse. So my submission to each one of you is prepare for a dream where we both can achieve it together. Because one good thing in this room is water flowing down, there is no greatness. Gravity can take care of it, correct? It's a common sense, physics. The biggest miracle in the world is what? What is the biggest miracle in the world that's happening every minute, every second? Any guesses? Tell me, bhai. No? It is water becoming a vapor and reaching the cloud, which is able to actually beat gravity, which scientists at ISRO, NASA, on a daily basis is trying to find out how it's happening. Without any pressure. You don't heat up the mud. So which means defying gravity in each one of us, which means defying gravity is a very important character because we have come to a new place. We have a lot of challenges. We have a best of the competition. The competition today is there, but we can't cow down. So each one of us, unless we prepare well, unless we work as a team, unless we demonstrate the service, unless we relate and connect, and unless we empower ourselves, this journey can be, very self-defeating. So I want to park with a thought with each one of you. Predominantly, doer is good, thinker is very good, is what people keep saying. Our problem in any new setup is not thinking. Our problem in any new setup is what? Execution, doing. You have demonstrated it. Next time when we assemble, we have 5,000 people working in liability. Ideally, this room should have at least 400, 500 to be filled up. So I want all regions, all clusters to qualify. If we have to break the law to qualify someone, let's do that. But so many qualifiers should be there on a thin line of slender. Today it's not happening. So each one of you has a moral responsibility to transfer knowledge and to transfer success. Can we take that oath today that we will ensure our closest guy will succeed through me? Can we take an oath? So that is a cultural change. Can we take an oath? I will be service centric. I am a common man's man. And there is no, that's why we are wearing a common man jacket also. We are not in suit boot. We are in a common man. So I think all of us needs to get this groove right. And there will be always be some process here and there, improvisation. But my submission is ethics and process don't compromise. Why I'm keep repeatedly saying is it's fairly very important. When you are all example and moving brand ambassadors, what Equitas can get at any given point of time. I'm sure this room is not inferior to any banker in the globe. I can thump my feet and say I've seen now 4-5 banks. And in last 7-8 years, I have not seen this sort of activity in my earlier entity. And many years back used to happen with an MNC bank which I used to work. But your role of winning, don't take it, it has come easily. It's a very well fought, well struggled and very hard work into the grains which I can see. I can see it in each one of you. But this characteristic, don't leave it after hitting this place once. It takes me in my memory lane. 15 years back. I was, one of you. I attended Citibank. That event happened in Gold Coast in Australia as the best BM. And that day, the only advice given to me was, Murali, never ignore any reward recognition. Never get confused. Make it happen every time. So counting on each one of you, we are embarking a very new journey where we are going to get granular, where we are people-centric, where we are going to empower customers and you, where there will be absolutely no job fear. Absolutely, I'm telling you with thumping my feet. No one in this organization has any power to sack anyone other than HR and the business unless it's an integrity or ethics ground. I'm making it very, very clear. Let it be bold. Please go and tell this to your people. And we will make our branches more granular. And we will make our branches, if you have to clean the branch, please clean it. I'm telling you, Swachh Bharat, think like that. In the meantime, I'll push my senior management also to take this very critically that branches are shabby. I don't know how you are all sitting there, why you are allowing your area to be unclean. It is your duty. If you have to clean it, please clean it. If someone is not doing it, please escalate it. And full HO is there only to ensure, support and grow you. Which means HO has to keep on soiling it itself, recycle it itself so that any seed in form of Equitas grows. And finally, my simple submission is never do shortcuts or never go for shortcuts. As I said, life is hard. Life is very, very hard. So is business. We might rather lose business here and there. I'm okay with that. But we will not lose good people. And we will not lose good customers. We will grow our brand to common man. Is there any conflict, any doubt?
No, sir.
With this, I am making this forum open. I have slightly exceeded and trespassed my time. Thank you all. I'll see you all sometime later. Thank you.